Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you guys. If you guys been watching me, you guys know I don't really like doing character guides, and I don't really like doing character tips and tricks either. I feel like you should play your character how you want to play, and when we do our coaching sessions and our replay reviews, we're doing replay reviews this Saturday. When we do these things, we focus on how to play the game, not necessarily what buttons you press, because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I'd rather you just be smart up here than, you know, good down here. That being said, I want to give you guys some tips and tricks on the hood. He just came out, and maybe you guys are struggling with starting with him. I'm going to learn a lot more. We just started playing. He just dropped yesterday, and I only got a few hours playing with him, but I love the character a lot, and he's going to be definitely up there with my Captain America. So let's hop in. So first things first that I want to share with you guys is that this character has an animation cancel on his reload. Similar to Doctor Strange, when you guys see Doctor Strange do this, bop, boom, reload, he claps, you're able to swing, and you get your stuff back faster. You could do the same thing with him. Now, when he does it, it's not in the same aspect of Doctor Strange. So look, once he crosses his hand, I can melee. The problem is you're still locked out. So it's the same thing as just shooting right after that. So you might be thinking, well, Poppin, what's the point of animation canceling the reload if, like, you can't even attack anyway? Like, what's the point? You might as well just wait. The thing is, Doctor Strange animation cancels based off melees. This character animation cancels based off abilities. So if you were to, let's just say, fade, right, and you had to shoot, and then you had to reload, look how long that takes. But you can actually reload and cancel as soon as he's done, and you can keep playing the game. The problem is that when this character is stagnant, he's not as effective. So being able to weave your abilities with the reload animation cancel is something that I really urge you guys to practice. Even if it's not with all of his abilities, just do it with one. Maybe start with the fade or something like that, or with the barrier, whatever, but just get in the habit of canceling the reload like you would cancel a Doctor Strange. It helps a lot, and it keeps you moving, it keeps you active, and I think that's really, really important when playing the character. Now let's talk about his passive, which is his demonic charge. Each shot gives you 2 charge. See, 2, 4, 6. Each shot with the veil, it'll give you 3. As you see right there, it went 8 to 11. He also gets a charge from using his Mantle of Oblivion, so he gets 3 if you use the full entire duration. As you see, 11 to 14, that's 3. And finally, he gets charge from going into his fade. You get 20. So anytime you go into your fade, you get 20. I think it's really good to do that when you're about to go into your state, because whenever you fade, you get 20, right? So look, we're in there. We already got our form. So another interesting thing is that when you are in your half demon form, if you fade, you still get the fade charge. Look, we still got 20. It's a really good way to kind of pause your duration as you move around and fly. So you could play him kind of how you want in that sense. You can open up with this, get the 20 and go inside, or you could just activate it and then teleport, you know, during your activation, which is kind of on pause, and you can pull it off like that. There's a lot of ways to play the character, but I just feel like you should know his values when you are using his abilities and when you are shooting, so that way you can better understand when you're going to go in your demon form. Speaking of demon form, let's talk about it. So when you use your demon form, as you see, your crosshair gets massive, bro can't aim. You can do 2 things if you would like. You can alternate fire, which keeps it small, just like that. You are losing out on damage though, so it's not something that I recommend if you're trying to break down tanks. I mean, you might as well just unload the entire clip into them. You could also burst fire, so you could do this. Similar to the other one, but again, you don't get the max damage. If you are trying to shoot something squishy though, it is a great thing to do. So as you see, we're going to be shooting something squishy. You see, it's so much easier to be able to hit your shots if it is alternating fire like that. So again, play it how you want to play it. Just know when you're more controlled with your shots, you have less damage overall. So again, it's very flexible. Play how you want to play it. Now let's move on to the void shift. So if you guys don't know, this character keeps momentum. Every character in the game has momentum, and you guys are more or less used to seeing it with something like Spider-Man. You see that momentum? Every character tends to have momentum once they're moving. This character is no different. So whenever you use his void walk or his fade, whatever you want to call it, he keeps that momentum. You see kind of how he like floats in the air a little bit? Well, there's a few things you can do with this. First thing is you can go straight up, and it allows you to have more air time because he's ascending, and he has to stop ascending to descend. You don't just drop like a rock. You actually have to stop going up and then go back down. So you can use this as more air time. Also use it in the middle of it, You see? So I got a little bit of airtime, even though I wasn't really up in the sky. I still had a little bit of airtime than I would just kind of walking like this. But another little tip is he can actually jump at the end of it. So look. See? Remember, the key thing about this character and that move is momentum. So wherever he's going, he gets bonus momentum because he's like Spider-Man, right? He's still in his animation of swinging and moving. You could also use it the opposite way to fast fall. So if you decide to go up and you drop, you'll fast fall instead of hover like that. So I'll show you all three, okay? So we fade, we go up, and then we drop down, right? We fade, we go up, I don't press anything. He floats for a second, drop down, and then he fade, you go up, you fast fall if you do it before the end. You're already going down. So again, momentum is what you're thinking about when you're using this. Do I want to drop? Do I want to float? Do I want to go here? Do I want to go there? Do I want to be kind of like, it's hard to guess where I'm going up, down, left, right. Like all of this is based off how you move in that move. Now let's talk about the veil. Did you know that you can cancel it? It doesn't need to bounce. It doesn't need to go anywhere. You can cancel it midair. The one thing you have to think about is the arc. So every time he tosses it, it has an arc. So you can't cancel it by throwing straight in front of you because it's gonna land and hit the ground well before you get to turn it on and open it up. However, if you're on a ledge, it becomes significantly easier to do it, and you can use it as a way to cancel it early. You can also do it in the air like that. So you have a lot of ways to do it, and this is really good if characters are maybe healing your team. Maybe those are strategist players and that's the tank. Well, it's really good if you can manage to just kind of look up and now you block their vision. Whereas if you were to let it bounce, let's just say again he's right there, you just let it bounce, it's not that far, might not get that full effect of getting behind the character, you know what I mean? But if you throw it up, it's gonna go well behind the character, as you see how far it went, and it's also blocking them. So start canceling this veil, start aiming it in different spots, and you're gonna have more success on using it. I also want to share with you guys that whenever you ult, you get your HP back if you cancel it early, but you also get your demon form back. So I'm at 400 HP, I'm at 80 demon form, right? I cancel it, get all my HP back, and my demon form is still at 80. Remember how I said before, when you cancel it during the action, it refunds you, but it cuts half of it away. When you ult, it gives you back everything. It does not matter. This is really important, especially because you can kind of go in hot, like this, right? Go in hot, light them up a little bit, ult, get your stuff back after you took some damage, right? You stay in this ult for a little bit, however long it takes. Your cooldown should be back up. I also want to mention the teleport and the ult thing. So you could put the ult down, or the orb down, and then teleport. I don't recommend this, but this is how I play him personally. I don't recommend teleporting because I use this ultimate as like a team ultimate, giving them overshields. If you're too far, it doesn't give them overshields. As you see, you're too far. So play him how you want. It's just I personally don't do that because I'm more of a team player when I play him. I'm not a DPS. Now let's talk about one of my favorite abilities, the Chaos Collision. This is the one that allows him to put the thing down and teleport to it. There's a couple of things you must know about this ability before you're using it so you can get a better understanding. First things first is if you aim too high, it's gonna come right back at his feet. You don't want to do this. This happens a lot, and I realized this during a match, and as I was in practice, and I noticed it, I was like, okay, this is like stupid. But hopefully they fix it. Maybe they won't, who knows? Maybe it's not a problem, but it is something to keep in mind. Don't like go in there, I'm about to use it, and then go up a little bit. Oh, like don't do that, okay? It doesn't happen if you jump. So it doesn't happen if you jump. It just only happens if you go too far up, and obviously if you go too far down. The other thing that I want to tell you guys, and it's pretty important, is that you can extend the range of this if you go vertical. So whether you are looking up or down, he can extend the range of this ability. As an example, look. You put it up. Boop. It's extended. Maybe like popping, that's not extended. That's the same range. What are you talking about? Okay, let me demonstrate it again. See? Popping, that's not extended. What are you talking about? Okay, let me do it. Let me share it with you one more time. Let me share it with you one more time. I think it's objectively saying that this is higher, right? See? As long as it's up or down, he actually has a lot more range on this ability. So one thing, I love characters that are simple because they usually have a lot of depth in them. And people don't realize this because it's so simple, but he's got a lot going for him. So now, if you tend to do things while in the air, playing him becomes a lot easier because you're able to control a lot more of his abilities. So that is the final thing that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys learned a lot. Remember, I do coaching, and again, we do replay reviews today, so come by today. I do free replay reviews. I'm honestly not sure if I'll make a character guide for him. Again, I don't like tips and tricks and character guides, not because they're bad. It's just I prefer people to learn how they want to play, and then I just mold you from there, or I help you go in the right direction from there. But maybe I'll make another one once I play more of them. I don't know. I don't like it. Until next time, you know what I always say. You guys are doing what? Popping often. Well, often.